today we're going to talk about the 9th and 10th commandments. So we're almost through with the 10 commandments. The 9th commandment says, you shall not covet your neighbor's house. And the 10th commandment says, you shall not covet your neighbor's wife, or his manservant, or his maidservant, or his cattle, or anything that is your neighbor's. Now, if you look over those two commandments, you'll see that there's really one word that sticks out, and that's the word covet. When you covet something, you have a strong desire to possess it, that's something that does not belong to you. Coveting is a sin because of the destructive changes it can create inside of you. When you covet, you are not a loving person of God because you're wanting something else of someone else's. You think only of yourself and you are seldom satisfied with the things that you do possess. One desire leads to another desire, and before you know it, your thoughts are flooded with greed and want and desiring. When God gave the 10 Commandments to Moses, the problem of coveting was not as serious as it is today. We all can realize that. All the people of Moses at that time had to do was to worry about their type of living and their standard of living. During the wanderings in the wilderness, a family was lucky to have shelter from the cold at night and have manna in the morning. But today the normal attitude in America is to covet everything in sight, to want something that is not ours. We have extremely effective methods of advertising, don't we? If you ever watch TV or listen to the radio, look at magazines or watch things online, you'll see that we do have a great effective methods of advertising that shows that contempt is the way to go. Wanting something of someone else's is what you want. Desiring it so much that we can possess it. They want you to try to buy their products. And many people have plenty of money to continue buying more and more and bigger and better things. Besides that, we are beginning to think that we deserve to have everything no matter what it costs. Sadly, there are people who are so wrapped up in coveting and the covetous thoughts that they spend their lives really dealing with selfish dreams. And you can see how that is really not how God intended us to live and what God continues us to be. The 9th and 10th commandments do not say that wishing for something is wrong. Wishing is healthy, except when it begins to consume too much of your time and too much effort. When this happens, wishing becomes coveting. How can you avoid coveting? Well, the best way is to place limits on your desires by trying to live a simple life. Just because your list of wants could fill a spiral notebook doesn't mean that each one of us should have anything of what you wanted. Some desires are both silly and they can be wrong, depending on how you look at it. The 9th and 10th commandments encourage us to think carefully about our desires and avoid becoming obsessed with the longing for more, for bigger, and for better things. Now, what I want you to do is take a few moments to think about coveting in your life and how it affects you and how you deal with it. And do you have friends that are living in a covetous type situation that they just have to have something that it becomes bigger than life in their lives? So take a moment to think about those things and then consider the questions that are following, which are: describe the meaning of coveting, when does wishing become coveting, and how can you avoid coveting? Good luck, and I hope you enjoy finishing up the 9th and 10th commandments.